Hey, Red, what's good?
Ladies and gentlemen, the master of the house, the Bunkhouse.
Hello, Miss Yoda. How are we doing, my dear?
Just make sure that you tune in to List with us. You're watching List with us. If you're blaming your mind way, just make sure that you tune in to List with us. You're watching List with us. If you're blaming your mind way, just make sure that you tune in to List with us. You're watching List with us. If you're blaming your mind way, just make sure that you tune in to List with us.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the games. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I don't expect a large crowd tonight. Everybody seems to be watching TwitchCon streamers, and I'm like, I don't really need to watch people meeting up at a convention where there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people. If it was like 2 or 3 people, great. If it were like Ron Mexico and what's that cat's name? The guy that does all the weird body art. His name will come to me. His name will come to me. But I'm hoping Twisted is out there having fun in California. And like I said, I kind of expect now that he's out there that the San Andreas Fault will actually finally like go ballistic, and it'll like push him out on an island. I see it happening. I see it happening. That's what I expect to see occurring. My weekend has been busy. I told you guys I was hoping to get on about 3 o'clock today, and I just couldn't do it. First and foremost, Streamlabs is still a pile of crap at times. And yes, Streamlabs, I'm telling you that from my mouth to your ears. I hope you're paying attention. For whatever reason, Streamlabs OBS has to be the very first program I open, or the cloud just doesn't find me. And it's a pain in the butt. Not much, Lewis. Just talking about my day today, and then we will be getting right into the games and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I was going to try to get on about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I got one package sent. So Jax, if you are watching, or if you are watching the archives, or whatever you are doing, your package is on its way to you. I did learn one thing. Post office workers are not the smartest bulbs in the room. They're not. I did all the online paperwork to take the package up there, so I could just have her scan the barcode, tell me how much I had to pay, and ship it off. And get up there, she scans the barcode, And she realizes she forgets to put in which form it is. So it's like, okay, now what? It's like, all right, just put it in manually. So she's putting stuff in manually, and the computer doesn't do what she wants it to do. And she's like, hey, Chris, that's the guy that's working with her. Can you come over here and help me out? He walks over there, resets, starts from the beginning, says, press this button, scan the barcode, hit save. Done. It worked like a dream. So it was kind of goofy. Then I go out to go get my driver's license renewed, and I missed the road I'm supposed to go down, so I got to loop around. No problem. I like driving through. I like driving through Ferguson. It is not as bad as people make it out to be. So if you guys ever pay attention to the news and they say it's a hellhole, don't believe them. Problem is it's getting to where everybody's leaving because of all the news and the reputation. So I get in there, and the driver's license office is closed permanently. It's like, shazbot. So I have to get out of the car. I have to go read the board to find out where the new offices are. And I go over to the new offices, and it's busy. I'm terrified. I'm going to be there for hours. And they have two buttons you have to press to get your ticket. You press the A button for if you're doing tags and stuff, and B button if you're doing your licenses. So I press the B button, and I look up, and there's a light with your number on it, and it says it's like at 42. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to be here for a while because I'm like number 54. Well, come to find out they got another board that you can't see that has the driver's license numbers. It's only 52. And it's like, yes, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get out, and I'm going to have my license. I'm going to be done. Boom. Get in, get out, get done. And I'm like, all right, I'm making up good time now. I think this is about noon. So I come home and I start working on a couple of the games because we're going to do a couple of games tonight, hopefully, because again, this will be a short episode. And all of a sudden, one of them just goes completely buggy. I mean, it goes completely bat-cratacular buggy. And I'm like, I've run this game before. I know this game works. Come to realize, the last time I ran the game, I had forgot to save one of the important changes. So I literally had to spend about an hour and a half working on the change. So I get that fixed. I'm like, all right, it's 3 o'clock. We're doing good. I'll get on at 3:30. 3:30 is fine. I start Streamlabs up. Can't load the scene. You piece of crapola software. And dude, guys, he's had a stroke. I want to say a heart attack. The man is old. He is not that strong anymore. As much as you guys would like to think he is, this is not your idol anymore. He is not the best that was, the best that is, the best that ever will be. He's 66 now, I think. 66 or 67. And when you have a stroke and a concussion and heart attacks and you're not even in your 60s, you're not going to give a very strong handshake. You're not going to do anything strong. You guys should just still be thankful that you guys actually get to see him. They're talking about Bret Hart, bros. Yeah, he's 61 or 62 or something like that. I was thinking he's still a little older. But then again, I'm an old man, so what do I know? He is not the icon physically today that he was when you guys were kids and watching him on TV. And cancer. That was the other one I was trying to remember. Colon cancer, I think. I think it was colon cancer. I'm not sure. For the fact that he's still alive and kicking says something. The guy is a fighter. No argument there. And he will always be one of our all-time favorite wrestlers. but he's not the healthy man that you guys remember seeing in pink and black and stuff. So like I said, I wasn't able to get started as early as I wanted. We started about 10, 15, well, we started about 20 minutes early, which is a good number to work with. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, while we finish talking about the rest of the stuff that's going on, it is time to get you guys over to the four-letter word. And for those of you guys that are here that have never seen the four-letter word before, it is very simple. We are looking for one four-letter word that goes right down the center of the board. Each letter in that word completes the appropriate word going across. So there are a bunch of possible words, but there is only one actual word that will get you a shot at the vault. I'll give you an example. I know that Jim Duggan is even older than Bret Hart. I think Jim is 67. And I met him about 2 years ago. That man still has a firm handshake. But that man is not what you would call the picture of good health. But he never had a stroke, he never had a heart attack, never had anything of the sort. And he is pretty much as strong as you would. Whoop, wrong button. Let's do this. Pause that. Set that back to 1401 because that's where it was when Siri called for a wheel spin. And we spin the wheel for Siri. And it is, oh, Siri. It is not in the brown. It's in the white. Which means that Sari Cakes will be starting from scratch. So let's go find Sari's current total. And ironically, she's been spending so many, she only had about 17 whammies at the moment to start with. She only had about 17 to go with. But yeah, like I said, and like I said, I use Jim as my example. I met Jim Duggan. The man is 67. He still has a firm grip, and he is still as strong. He looks like he could pretty much still like knock you out with one punch. He really does. That's how strong he is. No, I haven't changed the able yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to change it to. I got to come up with a new one for able. But like I said, there are, and like I said, that's why Bret has so many handlers. Because he can't handle. Oh, I hit the button too many times. Thank you, Sea Chicken. I hit the button too many times. He can't handle big crowds. He can't. That's why he's got so many. Unfortunately, they take their duties way too damn seriously. They really do. It's when he is sitting at the table doing the autographs and the photos, they need to back off. Nobody can get to him. But they're like hovering over him like little barnacles. Or what do they call it? The little sucker fish with the I'm trying to think of what it's called now. It'll come to me. Yeah, handlers take their job way too seriously. They really, really do. Now, see, Paul White is one of my all-time favorites. See, I'm different from a lot of people. I've always been a Roman Reigns fan. I always have been since pretty much day one. I am a huge Paul White fan. I am probably the only person that will admit to being a Paul White fan. Just because I like my monsters to have a personality and still be monsters. That's why I like Roman Reigns. He has a great personality, great storytelling. That's why I like Paul White. He can tell a story when he needs to. Just wish they quit turning him so much. It's why I've never been a fan of Braun, at least until recently. I was never a fan of just the big, and that's why I don't like Brock Lesnar, for instance. To me, Brock has no personality. I mean, I get he's a physical freak. I get that they're monsters among men. But basically, I don't watch wrestling to watch somebody show up, kick ass, and leave. That's why I always hated Braun. That's why I always hated Brock. I'm trying to think of another big one that was like that. Who am I trying to think of? There's one more. I was never a fan of, for instance, Big Cat Ernie Ladd. Whereas, like I said, Braun's grown on me because he's shown he can do personality. He can do fun. He can do serious. It was one reason why when everybody started on the John Cena sucks camp and they were serious, it was no. He has a personality and he shows it. Does it get monotonous after a while? Yeah, but he can change it up. I'm trying to think of who else was a big time indie boy favorite that I didn't like. I am not a fan, for instance, of Adam Cole. I don't get why anybody likes him. I am not. Kenny Omega, I can grow into. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of who the big guy was that I really didn't like that everybody else fell in love with.
Three of these boxes will break the $6,000 bank. Is this one of them? Or is it this one? Or this one? We'll find out in a moment. In this game of
It's going to come to me at some point. It is going to come to me at some point. Like I said, that's why Andre is unique. Because I had heard the stories as a child about Andre, so it was like as long as they didn't shove him down my throat. Big Cass. I was never a fan of Big Cass. But he's not the one I'm thinking of. This is more of an older school guy. Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody was a darling to wrestling fans. Everybody loved him. He had the look. He had the appeal of being a kick-ass guy. He bored the hell out of me. He really did. For whatever reason, though, everybody watching wrestling loved Bruiser Brody. Whether you were watching Pacific Wrestling, if you were watching World Class, if you were watching Mid-South, CWA, USWA, the CWA Continental, if Bruiser Brody came in, it was a big thing. And I got why. But I had no interest in it. And I will give you guys a perfect example. I will always go by the good guy, bad guy rule in wrestling. I may like a bad guy, but I'm not going to root for him. There was one exception to that rule. Throughout my entire history, there was only one bad guy that I would root for because he was just so charismatic. And it's not Ric Flair, surprisingly. It was Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Hot Stuff had the charm, he had the charisma, he had the vocabulary appeal, he had it all. Um, he was the perfect guy to be a heel, but if you needed to flip a switch and make him a good guy, I think it could have been done. But they never had a reason to, because back then there were so many good guys versus there were so many good guys that Eddie could just get under the skin of that he didn't need to. My one dream match, I actually had a dream match, and my one dream match was Eddie Gilbert versus Magnum TA. That was my dream match as a kid. And unfortunately, because of the motorcycle accident, the Magnum, and Hot Stuff's departure from this world, rest in peace, Eddie, it worked. The only other bad guy that I will say ever came close to Hot Stuff in that regard was Eddie Guerrero. But at least they let Eddie play heel and face. Those are the two guys that, to me, exemplified what wrestlers needed in personality. You could stick them in the world's worst promotions, in the world's worst feuds, and those two guys could make me love it. I would root for Eddie to get his ass kicked, but I'd love to see him get to that point where he went just far enough to get his ass kicked. See, that's what I don't like about wrestling today. Like I said, Wahoo McDaniel is, I won't say he was one of my favorites, but I got the love for him. I got the love for Wahoo, although I will admit he was not one of my favorites. But yeah, like I said, there's just too many people that think they can run a promotion. That's why they'll say so and so sucks, so and so sucks, so and so sucks, and so on and so forth. But yeah, like I said, Magnum, Eddie Gilbert, Eddie Guerrero, and because I remember watching some of Eddie's first stuff in Mid South. Mr. Perfect is in there. But even Mr. Perfect wouldn't be able to hold a microphone to Eddie. I will say the only guy I think of that could hold a microphone heel-wise to Hot Stuff was Michael Hayes. And that's just because I know he was supposedly a real ass in and out of the ring. And it came through really, really well. All right, so we are down to 3 minutes on the four-letter word. Well, see, I don't want to say I hated it when it went away. How it got like killed by Shane Douglas pissed me off. And so, because it's never really gone away. See, chicken, that's the trick. Tim Storm held the NWA title. I think they said he's, what was it? It was 16 years before he gave it up to Aldis, and after Billy Corrigan bought the NWA. I think it was 16 years. I think. I'd have to go look up the numbers. And it's like, I'd never heard of the guy. But he was. Hey, Polar, how we doing, my friend? But the moment Billy Corrigan got it, and Tim kind of knew all along, it's like, we need something to like make Billy work. So they bring in Aldis, and Aldis is very like, that's the one. That's the other one I've been a huge fan of. I've been a huge fan of Magnus in forever. When he started with the British Invasion, he had the look, he had the talent, he had the mic skills, but you knew he needed work. So when Billy Corrigan basically said, I want Aldis to be my face of the NWA, I'm like, dude, I'm up for it. I know, that's the only reason I don't like Aldous, because Mickey James was my sweetheart. Back during the Attitude Era, it was basically, if I could have married a wrestler, I wanted to marry Mickey James. But yeah, Nick's done a fantastic job for the NWA. The NWA is doing it right. I think they've worked with Ring of Honor, they've worked with Evolve, they've worked with New Japan, and so on and so forth. Ironically, it's like their one central promotion is like called Hollywood Championship Wrestling on Hollywood, or what is it? Championship Hollywood Wrestling or something like that. See, I rooted for Mickey during that. I rooted for Mickey during the Ultimate Fan thing, because I'm like, can I be Mickey James's stalker fan now? But yeah, I was in love with Mickey, like, as a sweetheart. How old is the NWA? 80 something years? 70 or 80 years old? Like 19, actually, I'll say it's maybe even over 100. 1920s? I don't have the number. I don't have that stuff memorized. But yeah, Aldous is great. And when he lost the belt to Cody, it was like perfect. It gave the NWA a spark. It gave Ring of Honor a spark. And then just 2 weeks ago, Cody lost it back to Aldous. 48. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I knew it was 30s or 40s. And it's been around the whole time. It was just after Ric Flair, it was kind of like, we're not going to really push anything for it. So when Corrigan bought it and kind of did a revival of it, I was thrilled. And like I say, the way they're doing this, where they're literally saying any independent wrestling promotion can send anybody in. Just know you're probably going to lose until we find a guy. No. Sea Chicken. The NWA is totally separate from WCW. Crockett broke off from NWA and created WCW. For example, and again, if you don't know this, TNA, when it first started, was actually NWA TNA. It was NWA Total Nonstop Action. So they got a boost out of it. If you actually ever go watch on Twitch on the TNA channel, they will show some of their original matches, which is TNA World Champion Ken Shamrock, or TNA NWA World Tag Team Champions. I'm trying to think of who it was now. It's not America's Most Wanted. The Heavenly Body. It was, though. It was exactly the same. It's just people didn't connect NWA TNA with the NWA. All right. So with that, nobody gets the four-letter word of the day. And the four-letter word of the day was... Because if you look at what the NWA calls their world title history, Ken Shamrock, when he was the NWA TNA champion, was officially the NWA champ. He was officially the NWA champion. So the four-letter word, ladies and gentlemen, that we were looking for was carp. We had lice, dual, rare, and loop. So carp, it was our four-letter word, and nobody got that one tonight. So no early shot at the vault, but we're going to give you guys multiple chances here very, very shortly. In fact, you guys are going to get a chance right about now because it is time for the list. Now, it is the last week of October, and October 31st falls on a Wednesday, I think. So that means we're not doing a Halloween show. No, see, you needed Delby here for the four-letter word. Delv is the one that beats everybody at the four-letter word, Rose. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a Halloween list of sorts. We're doing a Halloween list of sorts. I actually have about 5 lists available. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I got 4 lists available. I only have 3 boards. So I may have to do a reload at some point. So for the first list of the evening, and let's reset the timer. 40 minutes. I can't type. There we go. We are looking for Ghost and Ghosts films. And as you will notice, the words are in quotes, which means we are looking for movie titles that contain either the word ghost or ghosts. And with that, Sea Chicken on the board first with Ghost Dad. So C on the board first, and then Sari in with Ghostbusters. Ghost Ship is not actually there. And I'm going to say, I think there's only one really tough one. I'm going to say, I think there's only one really tough. I almost put the Ghost of Mr. Chicken in here, Walrus. I took it out at the last minute for one other hard one. Oh, bros, taking my short, easy one. The Ghost. Ghost had to be there. So, yeah, I think there's only one really tough one on here. Maybe 2, but we'll see. Yeah, I always say that. Leave them in. Well, if I did that, I'd have like a 15 or 16 item list. That would be rough on me. Would be rough on the board. It would be rough on you. See me like writing down everybody's names, especially when Siri's like on fire and she's like firing them off 6 or 7 at a time. I'd be like, hand cramp. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, Ghost in the Shell, not there. That one came close to making my cut, but it was just, I didn't like it for some reason. I did not like it for some reason. So I just couldn't throw it on there. And when we do the list, I can't do a lot of talking because I have to do a lot of keeping up on the names you guys type in there, the words you guys type in there. Hello, Putty Cat. I forgot what I was just going to say. What were we talking about? Let's see. We got through the wrestling stuff. Oh, I wanted to thank Mr. and Mrs. GQ Smooth, even though I don't think they're on at the moment or watching at the moment, because they actually sent me something I had won, and then they sent me a bonus. I haven't opened them yet because I was going to save this till we were on air. But a few months ago, they had either done, I can't remember if it was a drawing or I think it was a drawing, because they go with the simple drawing to give stuff away. And I had actually won, so this is actually for me, this is not for you guys. I actually won. Flash Gordon. And if you guys haven't seen the series on Netflix, I seriously suggest it. It's only one season. They never made a second. But it takes the story, turns it around a little. And it's a lot of fun. At least I think it is. At least I personally think it is. It's not Flash in space or anything of that sort. It's actually very enjoyable. And I love the fact that they gave him the egg. Oh, damn. See, chicken, you took my good one. You took my really good one. The Ghost of Frankenstein. See, when I first saw it, I thought it was a football. And I'm like, no, because he's a runner. He's not a football player. So he actually is holding the little egg from the movie series, I think. Or not the movie series. So that's Flash. And then he sent me the one I really wanted. More so than Flash. This was the one that was like, I want to win that. I want to win. If I win, this is the pop I want. We have Ming the Merciless. Ming. And like I said, I think what they did in the Netflix series to change Minga up a lot is absolutely one of the greatest storytelling things they've ever done for an adaptation of a cartoon or a comic book / classic movie serial series. He is not the violent, psychopathic Ming that you expect from the comics. He is a sociopathic dictatorial ruler. Ghost in a Maca. I actually saw that one when I was putting this list together. I'm like, nah, wasn't so sure on that one. And then they sent me two that I didn't win, so I don't know how I got these, but I am definitely not complaining, just because of who they are. We got River Song. Then these are actually two Doctor Who pops I do not have, which is the best thing. So we got River Song, and we're going to take River out of her plastic case. If she'll come out of the plastic case, which is always the question with the girls. So we got River. No, I did not use a waz. That's a Dr. Jekyll thing. So we're going to put River up here up top. And for those of you that remember the captain list, we also got Captain Jack Harkness. So we actually have to pull Jack out of the box. And the only thing I realize that Jack's missing is he needs his time vortex manipulator. That's what he actually needs. He needs his time vortex manipulator. And then he'd be absolutely perfect. It actually looks a lot like him. Even the base pop figure just literally looks like Captain Jack. So we're going to put Captain Jack up. So we actually, our Doctor Who collection is actually growing quite a bit. And I gotta move the map. Sorry, my friend. Drop map down here to the bottom. And put Captain Jack up with the rest of the Doctor Who figures. Which I do have to reorganize. I do have to reorganize the Doctor Who figures. And that gives me 4 more pop boxes, so if you guys actually win some small stuff, I can actually start putting stuff in these and throw them in packages. Because like I said, I'm one of these people, I don't keep the boxes for the most part. I do not keep keep the boxes for the most part just because I want them breathing. They have to get oxygen. But yeah, the Ming one was the one when I had seen it on GQ's show. It was like, that one I want. If I win, this is the one I want. More so than River, more so than Jack, and that's saying something considering how huge of a Doctor Who fan I am. And you know what else I love about him? Is he's not on feet. It's actually his robe. His robe is what holds him up. And I'm trying to think, who else did I have that was built like that? Or do I have anybody? I think everybody else actually stands on their feet. Other than Bullseye. Because Bullseye kind of stands on his feet. Bros, finishing it off. The Ghost of Mars was the last of our ghost movie list. I didn't say they were all ghostly movies. They were just movies that had the word ghost or ghost in them. So we had Ghost, the easiest one up there. I'm surprised it took more than a couple of minutes for anybody to get Ghost. Ghost of Mars, The Ghost in Mrs. Muir, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, The Ghost in the Darkness, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Like I said, I hate that movie because it made Forrest Whitaker a household. I won't say A-level star, but he's like between the A and B levels, and I've never thought him that good. I really haven't. The only Forrest Whitaker movie I've seen that I actually like him in is Good Morning Vietnam, but somehow he got the lead role for Ghost Dogs. And the reason I've always learned to hate Whitaker is because his characters are always the same. It's like he knows things that he has no reason for knowing. Or he's on the inside track to knowing something. There's no reason he should have an inside track to know it. Then we had Ghostbusters, the original, not the craptastic second version. The Canterville Ghost, the Ghost of Frankenstein, and Ghost Dad. Well, that's what we're aiming for, bros. We were trying to get you guys into a Halloweeny mood of sorts. So, with that, we are going to find out who is getting a shot at the vault and who is getting the small prize. So let's see what we got. We got Sari with 4, Sea Chicken with 2, Red with 2, and Bros with 2. So as always, we start with the player that has the most, and that is Sari. And we're getting rid of a couple of the obvious ones. Let's just get rid of Ghostbusters. And right off the bat, one of the easiest movies to get is the small prize winning slot, Ghostbusters. And that means there's a vault shot up there somewhere. Let's find out where. Is it behind the Ghost and Mrs. Muir? Nope, it is not behind the Ghost and Mrs. Muir. How about the worst movie that's on this list? The Ghost of Frankenstein. And yeah, that movie was actually pretty bad. I kind of remember it a little bit. And since I hate him so much, I think he's one of the world's most overrated actors. Let's get rid of Mr. Whitaker. Can we get rid of Ghost Dog? And we get rid of Ghost Dog and no vault shot there. Then we're going to get rid of the easiest one on there. All you had to type in was the exact word we were looking for, which is ghost. And it was so easy, it decided not to hide the vault shot. So we are down to Bros, Sari with 2, Red with 1, Sea Chicken with 1. And let's get rid of the one very few of you have probably ever seen. As soon as I get my mouse back. There we go. The Canterville Ghost. It's probably the one movie up there that none of you have ever watched, except maybe Sari, myself, and possibly Red. So we are down to the Ghost of Mars, Mission Impossible, The Ghost in the Darkness, and Ghost Dad. And I'm saving Ghost Dad just because it's the worst movie that's still up there. So let's go for the Lion in the Room. The Ghost in the Darkness is not what we're looking for. So how about Mr. Do Everything and Gets Away with It, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible will be getting the small prize with all right, Sari, we have 199 prizes on the board for you. Refresh the chicken, and it should be. Actually, I got a bunch of frame drops all of a sudden. Yep, I'm dropping frames bad here all of a sudden. Yeah, it's dropping pretty bad at the moment, Sea Chicken. All right, so Sari says treasure chest number 123. All right, I'm checking my system at the moment, so bear with me 1 second. All right, I think it's stabilized. All right, so for Sari, he wants the comic books and the Star Wars ones. I know that. That's the one Sari said during the chat. It was basically anything Star Wars, key rings, or comic books. He claims. I think those were the big three, right? So for Sari and Sari's boyfriend in treasure chest 123, it is the Slobulous Madballs. I gotta remember which one is Slobulous, so hold on 1 second. I think this one is Slobulous. Nope, it's green. So Sari will be getting where's his face? There's his face. Sari will be getting Slobulous. Hey, Slobulous. That's my new look. They're called Madballs, bros. Basically what they are were they're like monster squeezy toys. Or actually they're stiff toys. They're stiff characters. Like I said, Hornhead is my occasional guest host. I gotta figure out how to get him so he can stay on camera the whole time instead of me. That's Hornhead. That's what I call it. But yeah, that is Slobulous. And I think I'm down to 3 Madballs left. I think. just realized I forgot to move a prize that somebody said to give to somebody else. And if I don't do it, I'm going to forget. Nope, that marker's dead. Oh, I'll tell you, those things will hurt if they hit, though. I'm going to warn you. And thank you for that, whoever that was. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize for not paying attention to that. Alright, so we put our little mini guest host somewhere. Alright, and with that, we have to turn our attention back over to the vault. So I got 3 things I always have to do beforehand, so bear with me. As mini prize list. Then we go find Slobulus. And we take him out of the prize pile. Yep, I'm down to 3 Mad Balls left. Alright, then I have to go find Devat for Seri. Version 3, because like I said, it's the 3rd version of the program. And thankfully I will probably never have to change this one again. And we go to... Come on, computer. And we go to the vault for Seri. Alright, Seri, as usual, you got the vault item on the list. So you get to pick one of the rows that we are going to remove an incorrect number from. Oop, get back where we were. And I already know which row she's going to choose. Told ya. Seri is nothing if not predictable. So with that, we remove from the green row the number 6. So Seri, we are down to 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're down to 16 numbers, which means we are 1 away. No, we are 4 away from the wheel slot for the vault being turned into a no prizer. Or actually what it'll turn into is basically the refund of whatever you spend. Alright, Seri says the combination to the vault is 7491. We put 7491 into the computer. Then Seri presses the little red bar. That's the Dreamhouse reference if you guys ever remember that show. And the result is another sad, sad, sad trombone. There's another sad trombone. Nope, Seri plays to reduce the odds. Whereas some of us, if I were doing it, I play to keep the odds up there just in case I'm wrong. And then there are some people that will play just random row. Like I said, I always play to spread it out because if I don't get it, I don't want to give whoever I'm playing against a better chance of getting it. But that's just me. Alright, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 minute because I do have to set up the first game. because it is one that I cannot preload, because I do have to do 3 things to it. Or actually I have to do, yeah, 3 things to it. So bear with me 1 second. Oh, I gotta stop. My other one is what I gotta do. Make sure I didn't goof and put anything in there I didn't want to put in there. Okay, we're good. I wish you're not supposed to be running that one. Why does it keep trying to run that one? All right, let's close the vault out for a second so I can get this to run correctly. There we go. And cover everything up. And then we get over to the correct board. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Great Getaway Game. And bear with me 1 second as I do just a smidge of cleanup. The worst thing is it changed my background. This is not the original background I had for this one. But for some reason I had to change it and I can't remember why. And I'm going to resize this a little bit, just so everybody can say they can see the board. Right, Sea Chicken? My board does not want to resize here. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Great Getaway Game. It is time for the Great Getaway Game. Yeah, but it was like I use you to remind me that I've got to resize certain things so they're legible. See, and this is the game where it's going to be a little geography, a little history, and a little bit of general knowledge. It is the Great Getaway Game. To play this game is very simple. You guys are going to see a board of 30 covered letters. Behind each of those letters, behind each of those covers, is a different letter. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a basic trivia question with 4 possible answers. Again, it can be geography based, it can be history based, it can be general knowledge based. I don't think there's any pop trivia in this one, but you never know because I've played with the question file so many times I've been known to forget. What we're going to do is we're going to show you 4 possible answers and a question. The first person to select the correct answer of the 4 will then be brought back to the board. We're going to reveal 1 letter. It's randomly chosen by the computer, and it will result in either a 5-letter or 6-letter word that answers this clue: heartless South American soldiers film containers. So that is your clue. Your second clue is there is definitely an E in the word we're looking for. All right? So your clue for the 5-letter or 6-letter word that we are looking for is heartless South American soldiers film containers. All right? So with that, we are going to show you guys the first question on the board. And the question is, here are your 4 choices. We have Sequoia, New Oklahoma, Laredo, or Tamberline. At one point, many residents of Oklahoma... Why is it doing... I hate it when it does it. It cuts off part of the question. Hold on. I gotta reset it. Damn it. It's always a pain in the butt when it does that. For whatever reason, PowerPoint decides on occasion it's only going to print part of the questions, and I don't know why. I think PowerPoint or my computer has been doing the drinking. That's what I think. And the reason I have to do this is because I do have to refill the board, and I have to make sure not to lose my correct answer. Come here, window. Alright, if it starts chopping off questions, I have to read them out. It'll be one of those no choice situations. Alright, so we have Sequoia, New Oklahoma, get my screen where I can see it. Tamberline and Laredo. At one point, many residents of Oklahoma wanted to found an additional state when their court system was abolished by the Curtis Act. By which name did they want to call this new state? Sea Chicken in first and says it's Tamberline. Is it Tamberline? No, it is not Tamberline. Now just remember, Sea Chicken, you gotta wait till I finish reading the question before I take the answers. That is the one rule in this game. At one point, many residents of Oklahoma wanted to found an additional state when the court system was abolished by the Curtis Act. By what name did they want to call this new state? So Sea Chicken is locked out. Bro says it's Laredo. Is it Laredo? No, it is not Laredo. So Sea Chicken and Bros are locked out. Sari says it's Sequoia. Is it Sequoia? It is Sequoia. They wanted to call the new state Sequoia, and for whatever reason, they couldn't get enough people to approve it. All right, so with that, we go back to the board, and we reveal the first letter for Sari. If it will reveal a letter. It doesn't want to reveal a letter. Damn it. All right, hold on. Why does it not want to reveal any of my letters? It should be doing one of them. Let me make sure I've got them named right. If I have them named wrong, then I'm going to be really ticked. No, it's definitely right. Oh, I know why. I know why. Shoot. Hold on. None. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, Sari, so with that, we have a G for you on the board. So your clue is heartless South American soldiers film containers. Now that G may or may not be part of the answer. All we know for sure is there is an E in the word. Nope, that is not what we're looking for. And with that, we go over to the next question on the board. And here are the four choices. Despite repelling Swedish invaders, Denmark signed what peace treaty that ceded Scania, Bornholm, and other mainland Swedish possessions back to Sweden in 1648? Was it the Treaty of Vienna, the Kalmar Union Treaty, the Treaty of Roskilde, or the Treaty of Copenhagen? Sea Chicken says it's the Kalmar Union Treaty. Is it the Kalmar Union Treaty? It is not. So Sea Chicken is locked out at the moment. Sari says it's the Treaty of Roskilde. Is it the Treaty of Roskilde? It is the Treaty of Roskilde. Basically, Denmark won the war and still lost the land. Them dingbat Danes. That's all I'm going to say. So with that, Sari, we are going to reveal, again, the 7 and the 20. And we have a G and a Q. It's actually Danish, because I think that's where it was. Because I think that's where it was actually signed, was in Denmark. I think. So again, the clue is heartless South American soldiers film containers. Is it bros not making the cover of GQ? Which is probably true, but it is not what we are looking for. So with that, we go to the next question. We have Jordan, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. And the question is, which of these Middle Eastern nations' monarchy was founded by Abdulaziz in 1902? Which of these Middle Eastern nations' monarchy? Sea Chicken says it's Oman. Is it Oman? It is not Oman. Which of these Middle Eastern nations' monarchy was founded by Abdulaziz in 1902? Alright, so I have to fix the cover board, because I know when I go back to 3, it's going to have all of them covered again. Which of these Middle Eastern nations' monarchies was founded by Abdulaziz in 1902? Now, you know it's scary when you have 3 choices and nobody's putting an answer up, other than Sea Chicken. It's like, I'm going to Google this one, I'm going to Google this one, or Boggle it, or whatever that Belgian joke that Nerdy has for Google. If you guys are Googling on multiple choice, shame, shame, shame. That's all I'm going to say. Bro says it's Qatar. Is it Qatar? No, it is not. Oh, maybe you don't want it. Yeah, but then you get to make fun of bros on the board, Sari. So we are down to Jordan and Saudi Arabia. Besides which, I know you want to win stuff for them. It is indeed Saudi Arabia. And with that, we go back to the board for Sari. And we reveal again number 7, number 20, and the next letter off the board is 29 for an O. All right, Sari, so we are looking for Heartless South American Soldiers film containers. Should have gone with your gut. There you go, Sari. There's the joke, the punchline, just waiting for you to make fun of. If you don't know the answer. Heartless South American Soldiers film containers. Oh, Sea Chicken. Sea Chicken doing one for you, Sari. No, it is not what his bros pays attention next time. You should just pay me regardless. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. We have the Seine, the Danube, the Volga, and the Rhine. Which European river drains the Pannonian Basin before traveling through the gorge known as the Iron Gates? Which European river drains the Pannonian Basin before traveling through the gorge known as the Iron Gates? Sea Chicken says it's the Rhine. Is it the Rhine? It is not the Rhine. Which European river drains the Pannonian Basin before traveling through the gorge known as the Iron Gates? And while we are waiting for guesses, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you guys. Bro says it's the Danube. Is it the Danube? It is the Danube. See what happens when you pay attention, bros? You actually get one right. So that means Bros gets a guess at the board. And we have a S added in. All right, Bros. The clue is Heartless South American Soldiers film containers. So the only other clue we know is there is an E in the word. And again, it can be a 5-letter or a 6-letter word. It will only read either vertically or horizontally. It will not read diagonally. And it can read either forwards or backwards, just to help you out there. Heartless South American Soldiers. No, if you see this mug, bros, right? You don't have to worry about the ugly person award. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. And here are your 4 choices: Missouri, Pennsylvania, Utah, and Kansas. And the question is, according to Mormon religious doctrine, in which present U.S. state was the actual location of the Garden of Eden? According to Mormon religious doctrine, in which present-day U.S. state was the actual location of the Garden of Eden? Sea Chicken says it's Kansas. Is it Kansas? It is not Kansas. See, I love the fact that Sea Chicken's like, I don't know, but I'm going to take a guess. I've got a 1 in 4 shot, regardless of what I choose. According to Mormon religious doctrine, in which present-day U.S. state was the actual location of the Garden of Eden? Sari says it's Utah. Was it Utah? No, it is not Utah. Bro says it was in Missouri. Was it Missouri? It was. According to Mormon religious doctrine, the town was called, what did he call his settlement? Janipo, I think. He claimed that Janipo was the actual site where the Garden of Eden was located. So with that, Bros is back in control. And the next letter we are going to reveal for you, Bros, is a Z. So we're pretty sure the actual word does not run from 19 to 24 or 24 to 19. Pretty sure there's no word that has a ZQ combination. All right, Bros. Heartless South American soldiers film containers are what? What word, either 5 letters or 6 letters long, will answer this question? Heartless South American soldiers film containers.
For $20,000, it must be exact.
Taxi driver.
And give me 1 minute. I'm going to reload my coffee cup. While Bros is getting his silly guess in. I love the fact when you guys don't know, you guys throw silly comments out there. I should have loaded the coffee cup up before the game started. It is not pizza cardboard boxes. Films. Well, that's what you got to figure out, Bros. That's what you got to figure out. We have. Oh, pardon me. Guardia Urbana, Republican Guard, Mazurkas, or Restauradora. Ahead of his time, Argentinian dictator Juan Manuel de Rosas created a professional para-police force that went by what name? Ahead of his time, Argentinian dictator Juan Manuel de Rosas created a personal para-police force that went by what name? Sea Chicken says it was known as the Republican Guard. Was it? It was not the Republican Guard. I think he was like the very first dictator. I want to say this was back in the 1800s. That basically made his own personal bodyguard set. Is it Mazurkas? It is the Mazurkas. And with that, we take Sari back to the board. And we reveal the next letter, which is another G. It's another G on the board. I think so, bros, which is just fine because there's only 4 choices. So if you guys don't get it, then it's basically a throwaway question. We basically reveal a letter, nobody gets a guess, and we keep going. Almost makes me wish I had done Sale of the Century to start with. So, Seri? Heartless South American soldiers film containers. Like I said, I know most people are like watching streamers from TwitchCon, and I'm like, if I'm not there, I don't care. Like I said, it'd be different if it was like a personal thing, like, for instance, Twisted was over visiting Ron, Mexico. That's personal, that's more fun, that's more to watch. Watching people at a convention, or watching convention booze, doesn't work. It is not Gizmo. Hey, I'm Gizmo. I wish I could do it like Angela Law does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board: Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, and New Mexico. And the question is, in the novel Brave New World by Adolphus Huxley, to what U.S. state does Bernard Marx travel to before returning to London with John the Savage? In the novel Brave New World by Adolphus Huxley, to what U.S. state does Bernard Marx travel to before returning to London with John the Savage? Sea Chicken says they went to Colorado. Did they go to Colorado? No, they did not go to Colorado. I actually have a copy of this book somewhere in the house. It's actually a great book. You ever want to read a book about a dystopian world? Trust me. 1984 is good. Brave New World, I think, is better. But I think I'm spoiled by watching 1984's movie. All right, Mouse. There we go. Bro says Wyoming. Is it Wyoming? It is not Wyoming. If you've read 1984, or I will say, if you've read The Hunger Games, Brave New World, and Blade Runner, or not Blade Runner, but Do Androids Dream of Electronic Sheep? Brave New World is a freaking amazing read about a dystopian world that is completely screwed up. So, Sari, it's down to you or anybody else that's on the channel and wants to try to win physical prizes, folks. Yes, folks, we give away a lot of stuff. Sari says it's New Mexico. Is it New Mexico? It is. Bernard Marx goes to New Mexico, comes back with John the Savage, and it turns dark at that point. It's like, it's amazing. It's like, up till that point, it's Bernard. That's what the book is about. It's about Bernard and how he hates the system and everything. And right after that point, it really seems to flip who the book's about. And it turns, woo, very, 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 very dark. So with that, Sari, we are going to reveal your letters on the board. And the next letter for you, my dear, is an A. So again, the clue is Heartless South American Soldiers Film Containers. And again, we are looking for a word that contains the letter E in it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us, welcome to Listwits, because we're not at TwitchCon, and we are not going to ever go to TwitchCon. We are the only live interactive game show where we do give away physical prizes. I even tell her it's an E, and she has fun throwing up a non-E word. It is not guacamole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. The four answers are Cape Verde, Zanzibar, Seychelles, and the last one is, I got to see what the last one should say, São Tomé and Príncipe. It is Cape Verde, Zanzibar, Seychelles, and São Tomé and Príncipe. What is the name of the semi-autonomous islands off the coast of Tanzania, whose main islands are Unguja and Pemba? What is the name of the semi-autonomous islands off the coast of Tanzania? Sea Chicken says it's the island of Cape Verde. Is it the island of Cape Verde? No, it is not Cape Verde. Did he say cake? No, São Tomé and Príncipe. What is the name of the semi-autonomous islands off the coast of Tanzania, whose main islands are Unguja and Pemba? It sounds like two characters that should have been in The Lion King. Unguja. Sari says it's Zanzibar. Is it Zanzibar? Come on, mouse. My mouse is just not liking me. It is the island of, or the islands of Zanzibar. So with that, Sari in control. And we reveal all the letters again, which is going to annoy the hell out of me for a while. And the next letter on the board is a J. So, Sari, the clue is Heartless South American Soldiers Film Containers. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, this is an open game. If you want to throw a guess in, you are more than welcome to during the questions. And again, it's very simple. If you get the question correct, you get to see one extra letter come off the board that will produce either a 5-letter or 6-letter word that enters the clue. Heartless South American Soldiers Film Containers. All right, no guess from Sari, so she goes with soulless. I am not soulless. I have a soul. I have a generous soul. Otherwise, we wouldn't be giving away all these prizes that we try to give away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. We have River of Snow, Sea of Ice, Bed of Tundra, Lake of Water. The second largest glacier in the Alps can be found on Mount Blanc. What is the name of this glacier? Is it the River of Snow, the Sea of Ice, the Bed of Tundra, or the Lake of Water? Sea Chicken says it's the Sea of Ice. Is it the Sea of Ice? It is the Sea of Ice. The second largest glacier in the Alps is called the Sea of Ice. And with that, Sea Chicken in control of the board. And we reveal an R for Sea Chicken. So Sea Chicken, we're looking for a 5-letter or 6-letter word. Heartless South American soldiers film containers. You just wanted to say bed of tundra. Bed of tundra is what married people have, sleep bros. All right, no guess from Sea Chicken, which means we go to the next question. And here is the answers. Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver. In which of these Canadian cities were the 2010 Winter Olympic Games held? Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver. In which of these Canadian cities were the 2010 Olympic Games held? Sea Chicken says Calgary. It was not Calgary. It was Vancouver. It was Vancouver. I don't think Toronto's ever hosted an Olympic Games yet. The other 3 have. All right, Siri, with that, we are going to reveal for you all the letters. And the next letter off the board is an H. We are looking for a 5-letter or 6-letter word. Heartless South American soldiers film containers. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are here, I'd like to welcome you to List Wits, the one, the only live interactive game show where you guys are the contestants. You guys can win the prizes, and they are some fantastic prizes that we do give away. No obligations to you guys. It is literally, we pay for shipping, we pay for handling, we pay pretty much for the prizes. All you guys got to do is watch, play, win. No guess from Sari. I notice she's running out of jokes, which means now she's paying attention to the board. The next question. We have Perry, Victoria, McMurdo, and Hillary. Perry, Victoria, McMurdo, and Hillary. What is the name of the largest settlement that is found in Antarctica and lies near the base of Mount Erebus? What is the name of the largest settlement that is found in Antarctica and lies near the base of Mount Erebus? Sea Chicken says it's Victoria. Is it Victoria? No, it is not Victoria. Sari says it's McMurdo. Is it McMurdo? It is McMurdo. And with that, Sari, we reveal the next letter off the board, which is the L. So we are looking for this clue. Heartless South American soldiers film containers. And again, we are looking for A 5-letter or 6-letter word that contains an E in it. Bros is a jalapeno. There's more than 5 or 6 letters, but I like the jalapeno word. And with that, we go to the next question. And your 4 choices are Gancho, Cestia, Bolivar, or Altiplano. And the question is, what is the name given to the plateau of the Andes located in Peru and Bolivia where Lake Titicaca lies? What is the name given to the plateau of the Andes located in Peru and Bolivia where Lake Titicaca lies? Sea Chicken says it's Plateau Bolivar. Is it Plateau Bolivar? It is not. Sari says it is Plateau Altiplano. It is Altiplano. And with that, we jump back to the board for Sari. And we reveal the next letter, which is a C. We haven't found too many vowels up here. We've got the A and the O. So, Sari, heartless South American soldiers, film containers. And let's see, got to get to my question file just in case I have to read them off. Heartless South American soldiers, film containers. Deep fried pizza? No. No. Ew. That just sounds wrong in so many ways. It is not a soul can. All right, and we go to the next question. We have the Sharpeville Massacre, the Kimberley Massacre, the Soweto Massacre, or the Johannesburg Massacre. The African National Congress was outlawed following what 1960s massacre of black South Africans at the namesake township? The African National Congress was outlawed following what 1960s massacre of black South Africans at the namesake township? Sea Chicken says it's the Johannesburg Massacre. Is it the Johannesburg Massacre? It is not. Hello, heroes. What is good, my friend? And Allie! Everybody seems to be lurking from the shadow. I know, like I said, I know what you guys are doing. You guys are over there watching people just over at TwitchCon. I know that's what y'all are doing. So we have the Sharpeville Massacre, the Kimberley Massacre, or the Soweto Massacre. So Sea Chicken is the one that's locked out. Sari says it's the Sharpeville Massacre. Is it the Sharpeville Massacre? It is the Sharpeville Massacre. And with that, we go back to the board for Sari. And we reveal the next letter on the board, which is an X. I think we've ruled out our mystery word crossing line 4. I think we have completely ruled that one out. Oh, Allie said the M word. Somebody's newspaper swatting. Somebody newspaper swat Allie. He said the M word. Rose is an Equisic. Is that like Mr. Mixelplex? And if he says it backwards, he like goes back to his normal dimension. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. Lisbon, Caracas, Toronto, or Madrid? Lisbon, Caracas, Toronto, or Madrid? In which city would you find the Gothic mansion built by Sir Henry Pilat that is known as Casa Loma? In which city would you find the Gothic mansion built by Sir Henry Pilat that is known as Casa Loma? Yeah, we can't say that in English. Sea Chicken says Madrid. Is it Madrid? It is not Madrid. Sari says it's in Toronto. Is it in Toronto? It is in Toronto. So with that, Sari, we reveal the next letter on the board for you, which will be another G. It'll be another G. I'm waiting for Sari to call Bros a Gurja. That's what she's gonna call him next, is a Gurja. Oh, can't say those kind of words on air. Okay. So the clue is heartless South American soldiers, film containers. We know there's an E in the word. Heartless South American soldiers, film containers. So there are only really, let's see. I think we can rule out column 1. I think we can rule out column 2. And we can rule out row 4 for having the word in it. Because, again, it's only 5 or 6 letters. Bros is a hug-a-jug. It is not a hug-a-jug. That sounds like that sounds like a southern musical instrument, a hug jug. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board, and your 4 answers are England, France, Germany, and Russia. And the question is, the ballet called The Rite of Spring has the subtitle Pictures from a Pagan What? The ballet called The Rite of Spring has the subtitle Pictures from a Pagan What? Is it Pictures from a Pagan England? Is it from a pagan France? Pictures from a pagan Russia? Is it Pictures from a pagan Russia? It is, and Sea Chicken, the first one on the board. So with that, Sea Chicken, we're going to show you the letters again we have revealed. And we have an N. We finally get a normal letter. So Sea Chicken, Heartless South American Soldiers film containers. Again, we are looking for a 5-letter or 6-letter word that either reads horizontally, either left to right or right to left, or it reads vertically, either top to bottom or bottom to top. Heartless South American Soldiers film containers. And Sea Chicken takes a pass on this one, and that means we go to the next question. We have Schloss Nymphenburg, Berghausen, the Linderhof Palace, or Neuschwanstein Castle. It is said that Walt Disney got his inspiration for his now infamous Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland from which of the following real-life Bavarian castles? Is it the Schloss Nymphenburg, the Berghausen, the Linderhof Palace, or the Neuschwanstein Castle? Sea Chicken says it is the Bergenhausen. Is it the Bergenhausen? It is not. Sari says it's the Neuschwanstein Castle. Is it the Neuschwanstein Castle? It was indeed the Neuschwanstein Castle. I've seen pictures of it. That thing looks amazing. All right, so we go back to the board and we reveal all the current letters. And we have another cue for Sari. I think we're running out of spots where there's going to be an actual 5-letter or 6-letter word. I think we're running out of slots. Ironically, we haven't seen any E's yet either. Sea Chicken is a Hawkwidger. He might just be one. Sea Chicken, are you a Hawkwidger? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. And here are the 4 choices. We have Prussian, Frank, Visigoth, and Vandal. Prussian, Frank, Visigoth, and Vandal. Which of the following kingdoms that resulted from the breakup of the Western Roman Empire was founded by Alaric, who had sacked Rome in 410, but it actually collapsed 300 years later in 711? Which of the following kingdoms that resulted from the breakup? Sea Chicken says the Prussian Empire collapsed in 711. It did not. Sari says it's the Visigoth. Is it the Visigoth Empire that collapsed in 711? Come on, mouse. Give me a minute, guys. I gotta get my mouse back. It was the Visigoth Empire. I think all 4 actually resulted from the breakup of the Western Roman Empire. And the Visigoth one was originally thought the one that was going to last, but somehow Prussia outlasted them all. All right, so with that, we reveal. And somehow we ended up with an extra letter showing up. and we show the V. So you guys actually get a bonus letter apparently because the presentation is screwing up. You were close with calling Sea Chicken a Hackwiver. Should have called him a Hackvigger. No extra E in there. $7-Eleven is a crappy store. And it's ridiculously expensive. For such small stores, they are way overpriced. So you guys actually got a bonus letter. It should not have been uncovered, but apparently it was because my PowerPoint computer is being a pain in the butt. Heartless South American soldiers film containers. So I will be honest, looking at this, there's only about 3 places this word can be. There are really only about 3 places this actual word can be on this board. I think we have 2. All right. So with that, the next question on the board, we have bats, sheep, horses, and dingoes. Bats, sheep, horses, and dingoes. Apart from humans, what is the only native mammal of New Zealand? Apart from humans, what is the only native mammal of New Zealand? Sea Chicken says it's dingoes. Is it dingoes? No, dingoes are native only to Australia, not to New Zealand. Sari says it's bats. Is it bats? It is the bat. Bats and humans are the only mammals on the island that are native to New Zealand. Even the sheep are not native there, even though that's like their most famous crop, so to speak. All right, so we're going to reveal some more letters. And we have a T on the board in a spot that really doesn't help us out much. We have a T on the board, which makes it good. Yeah, I can't even try to make a word out of that. Goo. There we go. So, Sari, we are looking for heartless South American soldiers film containers. Now. No calling people toxic. Bros, I think she just called you toxic. I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next question on the board. We have Haiti, Cuba, Bermuda, and Jamaica. I'm going to admit this is one of my favorite questions from this list. What nation is said to have gotten its name from the Taino Indian word for center place? What nation is said to have gotten its name from the Taino Indian word for center place? Sea Chicken says it's Haiti. Is it Haiti? No, it is not Haiti. So Sea Chicken's locked out. We're looking for 2 more possible guesses. What nation is said to have gotten its name from the Taino Indian word for center place? Sari says it's Cuba. Is it Cuba? It is. Cuba means, I think the actual word is kubar. I think. But I'd have to go check. All right, so we go back to the board. And Sari, for you, we reveal all the letters that have come off. And the next letter off is another J. I think my computer made this way too screwy. Because basically the computer randomizes which letters it chooses. And then I go in and put the right word in. And ironically, I think that means you were really close when you called Sea Chicken a hackwer. A jihi. I don't think a jihi is up there. I don't think it's an actual word. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The next question on the board. We have South Sumatra, West Sumatra, East Sumatra, and North Sumatra. And the question is, which of the following is not one of the provinces of Sumatra? We have South Sumatra, West Sumatra, East Sumatra, and North Sumatra. Which of those is not one of the provinces of Sumatra? Sea Chicken says North Sumatra does not exist. North Sumatra actually exists. Sari says it's East Sumatra. Is it East Sumatra? It is East Sumatra. East Sumatra does not actually exist. There's a South Sumatra. There's a West Sumatra. There is no East Sumatra. So with that, we go back to the board for Sari. And we finally reveal an E on the board. We finally reveal an E on the board. All right, Sari, so we are looking for heartless South American soldiers film containers. A Bladividi. And ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed reels. R-E-E-L-S. Ignore the reveal all stuff because it's just to pull up the entire board. It is indeed reels. Now, for you guys that don't know how that clue actually came into play, we were looking for film containers, which would have been reels. The cryptic portion of the clue is heartless South American soldiers. A South American soldier in the Civil War were known as the rebels. If you take out the heart of the word rebel, you take out the B, giving you R-E-E-L-S, giving you real. So with that, congratulations to Sari, who has just solved our mystery word of the game. You guys got to remember, I love the fact I'm trying to get cryptic clues in on the puzzles. So that one was one that just happened to fit when I found it. And I'm like, I'm using that one. I am using that one. I had to rewrite it a little bit to make it harder than what it was. Because the original was... You didn't know what Sumatra was? So, congratulations to Seri, who will now be getting to add to her treasure pile. I should say her treasure chest, because it's literally turning into a box. It's that damn big. Alright, so, give me 1 minute, Seri, as we get this thing sized up for you. Alright, Sari, with that, my dear, we need a number from you between 1 and 200. Well, right now, I'll pull it out to show you how big your box is. Everybody's like, damn it, Siri, let somebody else win for once. Right now, that's the box. It's just literally it's piled in there at the moment. But that's the current box. But that's because it's not as full as you would think. Because the biggest prize actually in there are the Star Wars Cantina set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 larges and 1, 2, I think 4 smalls. I think. But now that I pulled it out, I'm going to keep it where it's like over where I can get to it at the moment. And where the cat won't. Alright, Sari says she would like. Whoop, yep, back there. Treasure chest number 57. And in treasure chest number 57, she gets... Oh, we got to do a repick. I didn't take that one out. Hold on. Because that's actually already in your box, believe it or not. She won the prize she already had. Because believe it or not, Destro was already in there. Destro was already in there. I didn't know. I did not realize I did not take that out. So. Let's take Destro out of there. You know what I just realized? My prize pile's down to less than 200. I mean, I gotta go buy more prizes. Alright, we are going to go with box number 150 for Sari. And in box number 150, it is... Come on, mouse. Quit doing this to me. Oh, Yoda's gonna hate you, and I'm gonna hate your box. Yoda's gonna definitely hate you. Ah. For Siri, it is the large Garfield figure. Somehow I don't think the boyfriend's getting this one. Just a feeling. It is. This thing is huge. It is Garfield. Like I said, when Yoda finds out, she's going to hate you. I don't think Yoda's still watching on YouTube. Say hello to Mr. Lasagna Man. Bye, Garfield. We're going to miss you. He was going to be a vault prize at one point just because of the size of him. And I was like, nah, I don't think he really needed to be a vault prize. But that will be going to Sari. Wait, let's see if I gotta look at the camera to see if I've got the whole thing on there. That's how large he is. Oh wait, yep, we got the whole thing on there. See, this is my head from here to here. It's like two of me. It's literally like two of me. Now I'm definitely going to need a bigger box for Sari. Yeah, Yoda and Twisted are not going to like you now, Sari. I'm just telling you. Alright, so. Give me 1 minute. Let's move a few things around in the box so I can make room. Damn, it doesn't fit sideways. Now we definitely got to move Sari's stuff to a bigger box. So give me 1 second, guys. And everybody's like, damn it, Sari, quit answering questions. We want to win stuff too. Alright, so. Kiwi Iron Man. Iron Man looks so tiny now. Now I definitely got to get Sari a bigger box. Because I definitely don't have room in this one, this mini box to fit everything. Alright, everything is currently stacked. That's going to be a bear to ship, though. I know that. Probably, and it's still probably going to be less than what it cost me to ship that one item to Australia today. Almost guaranteed it's going to be less than than my one shipment to Jack's. Alright, so let me go find Garfield in my list so I can take him out. Alright, there we go. So we'll definitely have that done. And we are going to, 1 minute, as I close out a few things here. Wow, I gotta really And Sea Chicken stealing one for the wheel. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Sea Chicken calling for a wheel spin. And we spin the wheel and Sea Chicken get... I forget what the red is. I forget what the red one is. Oh, Sea Chicken gets the one-player game. Oh, Sea Chicken with a one-player game, which means I have to go open one up. And I have one ready. Alright, so the only person that participates in this game is Mr. Sea Chicken. Alright, see, it's very simple. If you win this game, and let me get rid of my hostesses. It is the game of the code. Let me check and make sure that I have everything ready on this that I need. And I do have to resize this, so hold on. All right, Sea Chicken it's a little complicated, but not that complicated. It is basically you're going to try to come up with a 3-digit combination, much like the vault. But to do it, you got to go through up to nine questions. I think it's 9 questions. So bear with me 1 second. But you're going to see up to 27 questions. Like I said, it is size screwy, so bear with me a second. All right, so this is how it's going to work, Sea Chicken. We're going to show you 3 questions at a time. All you have to do is pick the one question that has the right answer to it. Okay? For round 1, we're actually going to show you all 3 questions and what the computer gave for the 3 answers. All right? If you pick the correct question that has a correct answer, you get to pick the first of the 10 numbers you think is in the vault combination. As long as you do not pick a number, we repeat the process. The moment you pick a correct answer or a correct number combination, then we will only show you 2 of the questions, but we will show you all 3 answers. If you get the second number in the combination, then we will show them to you one at a time. You have to pick whether or not you think the first one we show you is correct or not. If you don't think it is, we show you the second question. If you think that is, we show you the third question, which you are locked into. So with that, here are the first. Okay, so here are the first 3 questions on the board. We have the Knights of Camelot, America, and Mondays. So here are the three questions. One of these is correct, guaranteed. What knightly nickname did General Schwarzkopf call his young majors in the Persian Gulf War? The computer says he called them the Knights of Camelot. Question number 2. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, what song was the Navy band playing? Was it America? And the third question is, what type of days went with rainy days for the Carpenters? Only one of those is guaranteed to be correct. Which question did the computer give you the correct answer to? What knightly nickname did General Schwarzkopf call his young majors in the Persian Gulf War? He called them the Knights of Camelot, according to the computer. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, the computer says that the Navy band was playing America. And the computer says, what type of days went with rainy days for the Carpenters? Mondays. So, Sea Chicken, which of those three questions did the computer give you a correct answer to? All right, Sea Chicken says that the Carpenters had rainy days with Mondays. Is he correct? It was indeed Mondays. So that means, Sea Chicken, you get to choose the first number you think is in the combination that we are looking for. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, because you are moving on. All right, is the 4 in our vault combination? No, it's not in the vault combination, but you are still playing. Like I said, you basically play until you miss. So we reset the board, and here are the next three questions. We have Parks and Recreation, Welcome to Deadhouse, and Amputated Limb. So here are the three questions. NBC's biggest 90s comedy after Seinfeld was Parks and Recreation. The first book in the Goosebumps series had the title Welcome to Deadhouse. Or if you suffer from claudication, you suffer from having an amputated limb. One of those is definitely correct. Which one do you think is the correct question answer combination? NBC's biggest 90s comedy after Seinfeld was called Parks and Recreation. The first book in the Goosebumps series of books was Welcome to Deadhouse. Or if you suffer from claudication, you suffer from having an amputated limb. Which of those three is correct? See, I still say this would have made a great game in the States. All right, Sea Chicken says the biggest comedy after Seinfeld was Parks and Recreation. Is he correct? No, the biggest 90s comedy after Seinfeld was Third Rock from the Sun. Parks and Recreation was basically the double zeros. So that means, unfortunately, Sea Chicken, no vault combination means no vault shot, which you would have gotten with one number. Or, yeah, no vault shot for one number, no small prize for two numbers, no large prize for three numbers. The biggest 90s comedy after Seinfeld was Third Rock from the Sun. So, unfortunately, Sea Chicken does not claim the bonus prize, but that is what you get if you get like the first wheel slot, or the one player game is basically it's you just versus the computer. All right, so I have to take out this one and this one. So give me 1 second, guys, as I got to chop these out. And now I got to find two replacement questions. I cannot hit. What up? So yeah, I do some editing on the fly. It's going to be fun is I got to take now all those multiple choice questions, and I got to figure out which ones I can actually put in the bot to use. Alright, so we are going to close the code. And we do not save the code because it is literally a standalone. And we are going to jump over. Let's see if I use this one. That one I have not used. That one I know I haven't used. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we turn our attention back to one of our regular features. We turn our attention. Some of them will read, some of them I keep in because it didn't give the correct answer. So they'll stay in the code, but I'll shuffle them up a bit so that they may come back in to play. The ones that are wrong. No, actually, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember how I wanted to do the code questions. Yeah, I think the ones that we get thrown into the trivia box with the correct answers to them. I had to think about that for a minute because I couldn't remember which way I was going to do those. So yeah, I think that's 6 questions from that game that go into the trivia box. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 4-letter word game again. And ladies and gentlemen, what we are looking for is... I'm missing a letter. Hold on. Why is that letter not showing up? There we go. Don't you get a vault shot? What, for winning the big game? No. No. The vault shot is strictly... There are no vault shots for the big games anymore. Yeah, I got rid of those some time ago. It's one of those where I took a lot of the bonus games and I was pushing them over to individual one-player games because they kind of work better there. So, for instance, like I said, the code, and I'll give you guys an example. I have taken, I'm trying to think of which one I did take. I want to say I took, like, for instance, you guys remember the 11 letters puzzle, which is basically 11 questions. Every question you got right gave you a letter. That was originally part of God, I'm trying to think of which one I pulled that out of. I think I pulled that out of Caesar's Challenge, and I just made it as standalone one-player game. And then there's one for first letter first. It works very similar, but it's only like 1, 2, 3. I think it's 8 questions, and every question will reveal a letter in a word that either runs clockwise or counterclockwise, but we don't tell you where that word starts. I'm trying to think of what other ones I've done that I've pulled over. I've been meaning to pull over the Blockbusters one, which I haven't done yet. The Gold Rush, and there's one other one I've pulled, and I can't think of what it is now. Because I kind of felt they were more useful as one-player games in case somebody spun it on the wheel, rather than me trying to come up with like 30 different one-player games. Ironically, I think that's the one thing I have to do is I've got to get rid of a lot of my scenes for my one-player games, and I'm just going to like combine them into one. I know there's one more I've done, and I can't think of it. I know there's one more I've done, and I cannot think of what I was moving it to. Oh, I need to make sure I turn the 4-letter word command on. Oh, I did not turn it on, but nobody's guessed it yet, so we're good. Split Second is another one that I want to move, but I haven't gotten around to doing that one yet. And there's one other one. All right, I'm going to be right back, folks. I need more of my French vanilla coffee with butterscotch alcohol flavoring. You know, I almost knocked Siri's package completely over. So that package is in a bad spot right now. Give me 1 minute, guys. So yeah, Jax's package went out today. Mark's will probably go out shortly now that I've got a box big enough to fit one of his prizes in that I've been holding off on. Or no, not. I'm trying to remember because I got the box here and I'm trying to remember whose large prize was supposed to fit in it. picked up something for myself today. I bought myself some stamps. There you go, bros. More Hot Wheels cars. But the U.S. Post Office actually made a sheet of cars of Hot Wheels. That's actually for me, though. That's personal. That'll go over there. That box was not big enough for Silence. Shoot, I thought that box was big enough for Silence's stuff, but it looks like it's not. So yeah, next on my to ship list will probably be a couple of the international envelopes, because those I definitely want to get out. And like I said, I gotta find a box big enough for Silences. Walrus, I'll probably start boxing everything up of yours except for the model, because like I said, that's still going to be a nightmare to figure out what to do. I probably have to go individually. That will probably have to go individually. But yeah, it was funny because like I said, I'm sitting at the house and I'm like, I can't find my custom forms. I don't want to write everything out. So I went to the post office's website, and you can actually fill out custom forms online now, even before you ship stuff. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to fill out the form online. I fill the form online, it says print out the forms. I'm like, holy crap, I've been doing it the hard way the whole time. So I print it out. It prints out 3 copies of the forms, and I take it to the post office, and she scans it. She scans it on the wrong format, so it doesn't go in. And then, like I said, her coworker comes over and says, no, hit this button, scan, hit update, you're done. And I'm like, holy crap, why did I not think of doing this before? I don't have to stand in line. I just literally have to basically do it from the house, get the forms, and I'm done. So the post office website prints 3 copies of the form in question. And apparently, if you ship an international package, they're supposed to put all 3 copies of the customs form in the envelope. And so I take it up there, and she's like, "Where are the other 2 copies?" And I'm like, "What other 2 copies? It only prints 3 of them." And she's like, "There's supposed to be 5 copies of a custom form." So I've got one in my hand, and I don't know if I still have it here or not. I don't think I do. And I pull up the form, and there's only 3 copies on the printed forms. And I so wanted to say something to her. And I'm like, no, she's been polite, she's been patient, she's been kind of slow with the computer. I'm not gonna like make myself look like to be the bad guy saying you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, I wish I had known about that sooner. Because then I don't have to like try to scribble everything down on the custom form. It does it all for yourself. The only catch is you have to put a weight in. And I put my weight in on it, and it says and I write down like 1 pound because it doesn't really feel that heavy. And she weighs in and it's 2 pounds. And I'm like, oh God, please tell me this does not come back to me because it's the wrong weight size. That's what I'm worried about. Because I swear, you pick up these things and they don't feel like they weigh a pound. Or in Jax's case, it's the Marvel Select figure. And I'm like, I guess I've got to get a weight scale for the studio now. Just so I can make sure I get the right weights on the forms. Otherwise, they're going to think I'm trying to gyp them. But I'm like, I've sent so much stuff, and you guys think I'm trying to gyp you? No. And the best part is, I actually get to see what the base price is on shipping, even before I send them out now. So I know how much exactly you can knuckleheads and Australians and Europeans are going to cost me, even beforehand. So Silence, if you're here, we're gonna at some point we're gonna weigh your package and see how much it's gonna cost me to ship it out to you. just so we know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for our 4-letter word. They're right down here. It reads from top to bottom. Each letter completes the appropriate word going across the board. So, for instance, if you think it was et, just Sea Chicken said, that would give you poet, wart, cone, and shat. Yes, I actually said it for you, Sea Chicken. Which is a good 4-letter word, but it is not the 4-letter word that we are looking for. And if nobody gets it, we do not reveal it because we're trying to hold on to a couple of these to make it easier on me to like reuse them. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are here for the first time and are not watching people over at TwitchCon, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the one, the only live interactive game show where you guys are the contestants and you guys win the prizes. Again, some of which you guys can see behind me here, some of which you guys can't see because they are spread all throughout the studio right now. But we give away large prizes, we give away small prizes. In Siri's case, we send away a box that's going to be full of stuff. In Show's case, it's a box full of stuff. In Walrus's case, it's a box full of stuff and one prize I've still got to figure out how to ship. I got that problem for Mark. And so it's basically Mark, Silence, Walrus, and Show. I got to figure out how to fit stuff in the prize boxes. Flutters will be easy to fit in because I do know what size box she needs. And I still got a record I have to ship, and that's what I actually forgot to pick up today was a record shipper because I got to send that over to Joey Undead. But I spend almost as much on packaging as I do on shipping for the most part. Because I have about 30,000 cardboard boxes lying around the studio right now that I need to start opening up and putting prices in just so I can say they're in there. Sort of like Sea Chickens. Because Sea Chicken has an envelope that's like stuffed and it's going to break open here shortly. So I do have to put one of those in for Sea Chicken. Which I can do while you guys are getting those guesses in. So we just basically take box A here. There's our box. Welcome to Boxing Class 101. And we try to seal this thing up just for Sea Chicken. And you guys will get to see what Sea Chicken actually won here in a second. And Delve's the other one. No, I think I got Delve's boxed up correctly. I think I did. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, nobody getting the 4-letter word. Or nobody's guessing at the 4-letter word. One of the two. Which means we actually have to turn that command off so nobody can get a late guess in and steal one. All right, so let me get this box sealed up for Sea Chicken, or loaded up for Sea Chicken, and we will show you guys just some of the stuff you guys can actually win. I got to get it taped up though so it doesn't fall apart and all that fun stuff. All right, where did the end of the tape go? I lost the end of the tape, folks. And one thing I learned from the post office is you can't use duct tape on any packages, regardless if they're American or not. They don't like that too much. All right, so Sea Chicken, here's your box. And we will show off some of the stuff that Sea Chicken has won right now. I'm making sure I'm not forgetting any of yours that are in here, Sea Chicken. Sea Chicken actually won. They won the Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy set. They won a couple of comics from the science magazines from the 1950s. I think they're both from the 50s. He won the Pez of Violet from The Incredibles 2. He has also won the 3 small Hellboy figures, which means Sea Chicken is getting a big box that we need to fill with more stuff. That box is kind of big for those things. Alright, so those are currently Sea Chickens, so we put Sea Chicken's name on the label, just so I know who it goes to. And that box is ready to be loaded with more stuff, Sea Chicken. So we set that off to the side. And we see who else has large packages in here waiting to go out. That's Allie's. That's Guy and Box. That one actually has to go overseas. Then I got Aaron. And everybody else is kind of spread out. Everybody else is kind of spread out on this one. Okay. So with that, let's close that one. And we go back to the list. Alright, so like I said, folks, we don't do a lot of Halloween around here, at least in the studio this year. It's just basically too crowded. I don't have the room this year like normal. At some point I'm going to change it. I'm going to like move a few things so I can do the holiday correctly next year. But for tonight, we did put together a couple of Halloween lists. And you know what I always forget is there's music in the background on these that you guys are probably hearing and I'm not, and I got the regular music running. So let's turn my music down. So ladies and gentlemen, it is time for list number 2 of the evening. And like I said, I did not do a lot of Halloween type games this year. I wish I had, but I did put together a couple of Halloween lists, and this is the second of those. So for list number 2, which will only have a 20-minute timer on it, for this list, ladies and gentlemen, you guys saw the first list was basically ghost and ghost films. Well, for list number 2, we're looking for some famous ghosts. We are looking for some actual famous ghosts. And with that, the timer for list number 2 starts now. Sea Chicken getting the first one off the board. Casper, the friendly ghost. So that goes to Sea Chicken. The Ghost of Christmas Past is not on here. And Sari getting number 4. The Flying Dutchman. Booberry, Bloody Mary. I didn't even think of Booberry. I wish I had. Bloody Mary I thought about, and it was kind of like, nah. I was going for ones that most people would think of, and I didn't know if Bloody Mary was going to be one that just basically jumped out at anybody. if I had to pick one, I will say 5, 6, 7, and 10. If I had to pick one, those will be the ones I'm going to say are going to be the hardest ones. I'm covering my bases on this one. And I'm glad I did pick number 2, because number 2, the Headless Horseman from Sleepy Hollow, Washington Irving. Phantom of the Opera. I thought about putting Phantom of the Opera on there, and then I'm like, does he count as a ghost or does he just count as a monster? Because I think number 5 was going to be Phantom of the Opera, and I had to really think about that one. Because depending on who you ask, the Phantom of the Opera is not a ghost. He is basically a monster. But I'm like, nah, he's a ghost. At least I thought he was a ghost. So it was, I'm not going to put him on there just for that reason. Because that one would have been some controversy. I will tell you the remaining 6, there's no controversy as to whether or not they're ghosts. King Boo from Mario and a few others, not there. But ladies and gentlemen, we are doing the list, which is open to everybody that's on the channel. It is basically Family Feud without the points, as you guys can hopefully tell from the background music. Which I've always wondered if you guys are actually hearing it. Yes, you guys should be hearing the background music for Family Feud. And hopefully it's not too loud. One of the things everybody yelled at me about when I first started putting music on here was, turn it down, turn it down. So I never know if it's loud enough or soft, because I know it gets a little repetitive. So it's one of those of, is it low enough where it's not going to be a problem? Blinky, Pinky, Lady Dorothy. Ah, see, Clyde had to go on here. I am a huge Pac-Man fan. I'm a huge old school video game fan. I had to put at least one of the Pac-Man ghosts on there. Had to. And if you know me, there's one more you should know is on there. I will give you that much. If you know what I like and don't like from watching this show, there's one more you guys should get a pretty good guess of what's on there. But I'm not going to tell you which one. So we've had Slimer, we've had the Headless Horseman, we've had Casper, the Flying Dutchman, Clyde, nearly Headless Nick is on our list. You guys just letting Siri run away with the list again. Come on, guys, get in there. You guys got to stop her once in a while. Space Ghost. Oh, see, I wish I had thought of Space Ghost. That one would have been a good one. Space Ghost should have been in there. But there were actually a lot that I liked that I didn't do. Beetlejuice was one I took out at the last minute, just because I liked one of my harder ones better. I'm trying to think of one you guys have guessed that I've taken out. I do wish I had put Space Ghost in there though. Although people would argue, is he a ghost or is he a human with super ghostly abilities? Ezra, Phineas. Now, if I really wanted to screw with people, I would have done one of the two main characters of Beetlejuice that wasn't Beetlejuice. So I'm telling you, there are two names that are definitely not on there. That would have been fun to do for a really tough one. The Maitlands. Exactly. Because I guarantee if I hadn't said that, nobody would have thought about them. Nobody would have thought about Adam and Barbara Maitland. Everybody would have thought about Beetlejuice and then would have moved on. Guaranteed. So like I said, guys, for those of you that have never been here before, we are doing the list in which somebody's going to should get a shot at the vault, and somebody will be getting one of the small prizes, providing nobody picks a list item or nobody misses a list item that has the prize behind it. And while you guys are guessing, I'm going to try to move these over and pray they stick. Like I said, I've been having problems with Streamlabs. Here's how bad Streamlabs has been for me lately. Thursday night after the show, I basically closed Streamlabs down and it's supposed to upload the stuff to the cloud. I let it sit till today. It still hadn't uploaded all my stuff to the cloud. So it's like a lot of my changes, I don't think the cloud actually has on there. And I think the list, the movement of the list is one of them. Because I think I've been moving those headers like every time. It was literally, Streamlabs is just screwy. And again, like I said, if you guys know me and stuff I've talked about on air, number 5 you guys should figure out. If you know me and the stuff I said that I've liked, number 5 should be coming off. 6 and 10, we'll see. So like I said, folks, unfortunately, me and the Target Dog did not do Halloween this year, at least not in the studio. So we tried to throw together tonight a Halloween type list for you guys. I got 2 more Halloween lists, but I don't think we're going to get to them because, like I said, tonight is going to be a little shorter than normal because I do have to go into the office tomorrow at like 8 a.m. Which means we got to figure out what we're going to do for a second game. I got to pick something that's short, so I can get a few people in. Which makes it tough, because I don't have a lot of short, simple games. Plus, we don't have a lot of people that are actually participating in the guesses, which is always the hard part. Because like I say, guys, if you guys like Star Wars stuff, Star Trek stuff, pops, diecast cars, diecast planes, wrestling figures, models, DC, Marvel, The Matrix, we have prizes that you guys would like. But there's only one way you can get them, and that's to win them. But to win them, you gotta play the games. So we are looking for 3 last famous ghosts. And we are down to 8 minutes on the list, or 8 minutes and 45 seconds, give or take. And behind one of these will be a vault shot. Behind one of these will be another small prize. And I have no idea what she said. Oh God, she's cackling. She's cackling on us. Go away, Halloweeny. Scary, huh? The studio is not set up for Halloween, so you can't bring Magenta down. I just don't have room for Halloween this year. Which means I gotta reorganize at some point. Alright, so we are looking, ladies and gentlemen, for the last 3 of our famous ghosts. We have Slimer, the Headless Horseman, Casper, the Flying Dutchman, Nearly Headless Nick, Gentleman Ghost, and Clyde. But ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, or try to say as much as I can, welcome to Listwits. We are the one, we're the only live interactive game show where you guys can win stuff. Free stuff. No strings attached. Huh? I'm not telling. Although nobody actually has guessed him. There's a couple of ghosts that nobody's actually guessed. One of them. Quit giving them hell. She always does that. It's like she gives away the answers before I'm even ready. See, now somebody said Mr. Boogity. Nope, Mr. Boogity is not on there, Sea Chicken. Ghost Rider not on our list. The Boogeyman not on our list. And again, guys, just to try to get you guys to participate, some of the stuff that we give away, such as from Soul Calibur 2 collection, Spawn. One of my favorite things to give away is Spawn stuff. This is the actual from Todd McFarlane. Ta-da! That's one of the things you might win. Or you could win. I'm going to pull it out again, though. I really don't want to pull it out. Because then Sari's box is going to fall apart. Which is probably going to do anyway. You could win. Let's just pull out one of the smalls. You can win Catwoman. Some of the smalls include patches such as the Green Arrow, the Legion of Collections, or Legion of Collectors, not collections. You could win. Ta-da! You could win from the Nightmare Before Christmas pin collection. Then we have the Robotech card collection. Those are some of the smalls. We have belt buckles. Like I said, these are mostly the smalls that come out of the list. try to remember what's some of the largest I can pull out right now. You could win. Let's see if I can get this out of here without. There we go. You could win Cutthroat Caverns, the game. At one point, I wanted to do like a board game stream, but I don't have any room. I have like 0 room for board games right now. For some reason, I've got to get some of these packages shipped so I can make room for other stuff. You could win, this is not in there yet. You could win statues. That will actually go in the larges at some point. I just have to finish repairing it. Yoda sent it, and she wrapped it up fine. The problem was when she wrapped it up, she basically left it. There we go. Bros getting the one. You guys should know I'm a huge fan of Shakespeare. King Hamlet makes the list. So we are down to 2 with 2 minutes left. Nope, Sarah already tried the Bell Witch. She is not in there. I will tell you 5 and 10 are from the same genre. I will tell you guys that. Since you guys only got about 2 minutes left to get number 5 and 10. And then I think we might have to wrap it up. Because like I said, I got to be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Bubbles is supposed to be making dinner. Or going to grab dinner, one of the two. And I have not caught a movie yet tonight. I have to figure out what movie I want. Waiting for a shoe to drop. The Drury Lane Ghost. I will be honest, I wanted to put in some real ghost story ones, such as Drury Lane, or what was the other one I was reading about today? There's a famous one in a theater. I can't think of which one it is now. And it's like I really wanted to put them in, but it's like nobody would have gotten it. Nobody. At least these ones you guys have a chance for. And we are down to less than 30 seconds for the last 2 ghosts. The Vanishing Hitchhiker was one that I was reading about today. I'm trying to remember the name of the theater for the other one. I'm trying to think of the name of the theater for the other one. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time on the list. And we have 2 that nobody got. And bros, I'm going to say you're going to be mad at yourself. You got the movie in the first one, like in a heartbeat. But you didn't follow up. Number 5 on the list is from the movie Ghost. It was Sam Wheat from the movie Ghost. Everybody knows Sam Wheat, and I would have even just taken Patrick Swayze. I would have taken Patrick Swayze if that's all you could have remembered. Number 10 had the same rule applied to it. I don't know if I would have taken Bruce Willis, though, if you guys had not guessed from The Sixth Sense, Malcolm Crowe. So we had Sam Wheat and Malcolm Crowe from the movies. And nobody went that direction. It was basically you guys went to Harry Potter, or Sari went Harry Potter, and then she's like, nope, no more movies. Can't be any more movie ghosts. But we actually had 2 more movie ghosts on here. So we had Slimer, the Headless Horseman, Casper, the Flying Dutchman, Sam Wheat from Ghost, King Hamlet, Nearly Headless Nick from Harry Potter, Gentleman Ghost from the comics, Clyde from Pac-Man, and Malcolm Crowe from The Sixth Sense. That was our 10 famous ghosts. And yes, I consider all 10 famous. Everybody should know all 10 of them. And ironically, the one I didn't put on here that I wanted to was Oogie Boogie. I really wanted to put Oogie Boogie on here, and I just couldn't figure out which one I wanted to take off to put Oogie Boogie on. Alright, so let's see what we've got. We have Sari with 5, Rose with 2, and Sea Chicken with 1. So we are hoping that Sam Wheat from Ghost and Malcolm Crowe from The Sixth Sense do not have anything behind them. So we check. Sam Wheat, we are safe. How about Malcolm Crowe, aka Bruce Willis from The Sixth Sense? And we are safe again, which means somebody will be getting a small prize and somebody will be getting a shot at the vault. Is this going to be a Sari clean sweep night tonight? Because basically Sari has pretty much won everything so far. Everybody's like, all right, Mark, you got to put in a rule so Sari can't take them all. All right, what did I just do with my pen? Oh, it hit the floor. Hold on. So we're going to start with the only real ghost that was on our list, depending on who you ask, was the Flying Dutchman. The only real ghost that's on our list. The winning slot? No, it was not the Flying Dutchman. Let's get rid of our movie ghost. Let's get rid of he slimed me. Slimer! And Sari will be getting another shot at the vault because Delve is not here to steal it from her. So how about from the comics, the Gentleman Ghost? It is not the Gentleman Ghost. Let's go with Rose and one of the greatest ghosts, in my opinion, ever designed. He's only in there for, what, one scene? But you know King Hamlet had to be on my list because, again, I am a huge Shakespeare fan. Unfortunately, the list is not a Shakespeare fan. All right, so let's try. It's a video stream channel. Let's see if Pac-Man's Clyde is our winning slot. It is not, which means it will either be Nearly Headless Nick from Harry Potter, the Headless Horseman from the Greats of Literature, or Casper the Friendly Ghost from the Funny Pages. Is it Nearly Headless Nick? It is, and that means Sari sweeps again. Damn, Sari. You just don't want anybody to win anything, do you? So Sari will be getting another shot at the vault, and she will be getting another small prize. And we are going to start. What do I have open? Neither of them. I don't have either of them open. So we're going to start with the vault. Because we're going to at least end the Halloween spirit with a prize. So with that, Sari, You get to remove one more wrong number. And do I just go ahead and hit the green one so we have it? That's all I'm asking. I knew it. I knew it. Let's just get the last number in the combination. The last number in the combination is... Come on, computer. He's not wanting to get rid of the last combination number. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it. Oh, it's because I got to close this one out. Duh. All right. Why does it not want to get rid of the last number? It's never done that before. Give me 1 second. I'm going to cheat a little here. Okay. Let's see if it'll get rid of it this time. Nope, it is not getting rid of it. I'll have to figure out why it's not getting rid of the last number in the combination. I will tell you, the last number in the combination is a 4. And it's not wanting to do anything. Why is it not wanting to do anything? All right, let's try this. Don't save. Let's close everything out. And we'll see if that fixes it. We'll save that one. Let's try that again. Normally it's not a problem, but every so often this one acts up. Let's see if that will get rid of it. Nope, it still doesn't want to get rid of it. That is weird. That is very weird. It's never done that before. Give me a minute. I don't know what it's doing here. My PowerPoint has completely quit. That is very, very, very strange. Oh, I know why it did that. Shoot. Because it is sitting in the wrong mode. Give me 1 minute, guys. That is very weird. I'll have to fix that. There we go. There's a bug in it. I don't know where that bug came from because that bug was not a problem earlier. Alright, so we know the first number is a 7. We know the last number is a 4. Siri, we just need the middle two numbers from you. Alright, Siri says the combination to the vault is 7, 3, 6, 4. We plug that into the computer. And we hear it is not 7364, which means the vault is still closed yet for another episode. And with that, we close the vault out for the night. And I gotta go figure out what I actually did to break it. But with that, Sarah, we turn our attention over to the treasure chest as we prepare to end tonight with a small prize for Sari. And hopefully it's not one she's already won. Alright, Sari, with that, we need a number from you between 1 and 198, and she's wasted no time. Sari says she is interested in prize number 57. Oh, Bros calling for a pause. We gotta take a pause for Bros. So let's get Bros' wheel spin in there. And let's just hope it's not a one-player game, because I don't have anything else set up. Oh, Bros! The wheel has determined that you are a very, very bad person. And basically says that the 108 points that Bros had is now gone. Bros just lost 108 whammies. Karma. Oh, this from the woman that basically is cleaning house tonight. Yeah. All right. So for Sari, as we wrap things up tonight, in treasure chest number 57 for Sari, it is the inflatable Batman grappling hook, which is somewhere in here. I just have to find it. I don't know where that one actually is. Ah, heck. I have to find that one. Because it is buried somewhere. I'm gonna have to go dig that one out for you, Sari. Batman! And I know I still have it because I know that's one of those small prizes I haven't given away. I will just have to locate it. But it's just literally like a big blue balloon, so to speak. It actually looks kind of cool. There he is. I know he was in there somewhere. No, Batman! But it is a inflatable Batman grappling hook. It stands about yay tall when it's blown up. And it's just one of those silly things that we picked up. I think this was actually given to us during one of my shopping sprees. It was, oh, you're buying all this here, have Batman. But everybody likes Batman, right? So congratulations, Sari. One more small prize. See, I'm thinking she'll go to her boyfriend and say, oh, I got something for you. And it's like, what? And it'll be like, she'll hold on to the Iron Man keyring and say, you're Batman. How did my deep voice Batman do? I'm Batman. That one didn't work so well. That one didn't work so well. Alright, so we are going to add that to the box from Hill. That's what I'm calling it find a big enough box to put it all in. Because the Garfield figure is large. It's not too large to get in the box, but I just have to find the right size box that I know I have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to wrap things up because, like I said, I had to cut it short tonight because, again, I got to go to work in the morning. And I always want to get one movie in before I go, so that's my plan. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to Sari, who just basically cleaned house tonight. Because she just does that on occasion. I want to thank those of you that joined us and are not over there watching, like I said, various TwitchCon people, because it's just like, yeah, they're at TwitchCon and showing off. Plus, we will never really be that big of a community around here. I know that. We'll get those newbies that come in, and then they just won't come back anymore. But I hope everybody that was here had a good time. Hope you guys learned a little something, geography, history, and general knowledge-wise. Like I said, as we always say, we try to teach you a little something because these are just as important as every other muscle in your body, if not more so. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wish you guys a good night, and we will definitely see you on Thursday, and I'll probably be game streaming tomorrow after I get home from the office if I'm not burnt out, because like I said, this is the first time I've ever pulled a Sunday at this office, so I don't know what it's like. I could be like totally like torched by the time I get home, in which case I won't be turning anything on. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wish you guys a very, very good night. And we will see you guys on Thursday at the latest. Until then, folks, be good to yourselves and each other. And if we were doing the Bob Barker thing, don't forget get your pet spayed and neutered. I had to do that at least once during a stream. Good night, y'all.